of biology, which is living world and classification of microbes. So last time we had started with the history. We spoke about why is classification required, and meanwhile we also saw Robert Whittaker. Okay, do you remember we came to the most advanced type of classification which we are learning right now has been given by Sir Robert Whittaker. So let's just quickly go through the things which we have done last time. We know why is classification required, because Earth is home to 87 million species of different organisms. We also calculated them. We saw different types of animals which led to evolution. And meanwhile, we also don't have to forget the most smallest organisms called as microorganisms. And this particular chapter, we will be studying more about microorganisms. Okay? Then we studied two major reasons why are we studying this classification. The first one being that it helps us to study animals, plants, and all organisms in more systematic way. And the second reason is because it helps us to get the evolutionary study. Okay? Okay, let's move on to next slide. We went through the meaning of taxonomy. We went through different stages of classification as well as the history of classification. And we saw Robert Whittaker, sir. Okay, he gave the 5 kingdom classification, if you remember, in the year 1969. And we were at a chart. I mentioned you, we will have this chart, as we will be studying this chart even in our 8th standard, 9th standard, and 10th standard. And we reached till the 3rd kingdom, that is fungi. And in this particular chapter, we have to only focus on the 3 kingdoms. Those are Monera, Protista, and fungi. Okay? I hope if you all remember, I have asked you all ki, since my second lecture, I will be giving you dictionary words. Now, what are these dictionary words? These are the words which will make our study easier. ठीक है, जैसे अगर हमको words कहने हैं, we will be first learning its alphabets. Similarly, whatever portion I'm going to teach today, we will be first completing its dictionary words. After we are going through this chart, first we will be jotting down dictionary words. You will make a note of it, and we will start with today's portion. Okay? So this was the last slide which we studied during our last lecture. Living organisms, as you know, are divided into 2 major categories: prokaryotic organisms and eukaryotic organisms. प्रोकैरियोटिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स मतलब जिनके पास पुराने टाइप वाला सेल है, उनको हम लोग कहते हैं प्रोकैरियोट्स. While eukaryotic organisms are the organisms which have eukaryotic cell. ऐसे सारे organisms को हम eukaryotes कहते हैं. Further moving in prokaryotic organism, we have our first kingdom called as kingdom Monera. So kingdom Monera की अगर मैं बात कर रही हूँ, चार्ट से पता चलता है कि वो prokaryotic है, and it is the most simplified or the most basic type of organisms we are going to have in this kingdom. सबसे पहले पुराने जो आए वो kingdom Monera में है. ठीक है, and जाहिर सी बात है कि वो यूनिसेलुलर ही रहेंगे. ठीक है, now let's move on to eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotes are divided into 2 parts: unicellular and multicellular. Now under unicellular, we have only one kingdom, which is kingdom Protista. So इस kingdom में we will be seeing all organisms जिसका सेल टाइप एडवांस्ड होगा, मतलब यूकैरियोटिक सेल रहेगा, लेकिन बॉडी में सिर्फ एक ही सेल रहेगा, दैट इज यूनिसेलुलर. ओके, कूल. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू नेक्स्ट. यूकैरियोटिक का सेकंड डिवीजन ऑफ मल्टी सेलुलर एनिमल. मल्टी सेलुलर ऑर्गेनिज्म मतलब एक, 2 से ज्यादा सेल्स है. So their total number of cell in the body of that particular organism is more than 2 cells. All such organisms will be called as multicellular organisms. Now under multicellular organisms, we have 3 major divisions. And उस 3 major divisions में the first one is called as fungi. ये फंगस जो भी हम लोग मॉनसून में काफी ज्यादा दिखते हैं, ये सारे फंगस फंगाई किंगडम के अंदर आएंगे. You can pronounce it as fungi, you can call it as fungi. It is completely dependent on you. ठीक है? Moving on to our fourth kingdom is one of the most advanced type of kingdom called as kingdom Plantae. And kingdom Plantae में सारे plants आएंगे. Right? Now coming to अभी plants हो गए, बचे कुछ है are animals. So all the animals will be included in our fifth kingdom called as kingdom Animalia. So what is the difference between plants and animals? Can you tell me? Let's go to the very basics. ठीक है? अगर मैं एक साइड पे प्लांट का सेल ले रही हूँ एंड एक साइड पे एनिमल का सेल ले रही हूँ, so the major difference between plant and animal cell is plant के सेल के बाहर वाला कवरिंग, the outermost covering of the plant will have cell wall. समझा? Whereas the outermost covering of the animal cell will not have cell wall. It will be cell membrane or it will be called as plasma membrane. तो cell wall animal cells में absent है. ठीक है? Now you can also see the 2 points beneath both this kingdom. Kingdom Plantae, they are with cell wall, and kingdom Animalia, they are without cell wall. So starting up with our three major kingdoms, which is Monera, Protista, and fungi, which comprises your syllabus of the first lesson. Let's first go on to how this 5 kingdom looks like. Okay? Now the diagram which you are able to see belongs to kingdom Monera. It's a photograph of bacteria called as Escherichia coli, and it is clicked under the magnification 1500. Okay? Next, we are able to see an organism called as Paramecium. Now, Paramecium comes under the second kingdom called as kingdom Protista. It's a classic example. Please, जितने अच्छे से आप diagrams देख के याद रखोगे, उतना easy biology है. It is extremely simple and extremely easy. Just you need to memorize कि वो particular organism दिखता कैसे है. ठीक है? Now let's move on to the diagram of the third kingdom. Which was the third kingdom? It was fungi. So we have next diagram of fungi. I'll show you one more fungi. Now this is again a microscopic image of a fungus called as Candida albicans. Usually ये हम लोग के humans को भी infect करता है, especially on tongue when we have infection. ठीक है? It gives whitish color on the tongue. Now let's move on to our fourth kingdom, which is kingdom Plantae, followed by fifth kingdom, the most advanced type of kingdom amongst all organisms, that is kingdom Animalia. Okay, so we have been through the chart. We have seen which are the 5 kingdoms. We have also seen their images. Now let's begin with our dictionary words for the day. I want all of you to please be ready with a pen and paper. Are you done, students? Okay, cool. Let's go on writing one word. Okay? The first word is prokaryotic cell. Now, what do you mean by prokaryotic cell? Pro का meaning is primitive. Primitive मतलब पुराना. So prokaryotic cell is primitive type of cell. Or we can also say it is a cell without well-defined nucleus. We have discussed this last time. Don't worry, I have also taken a photograph of prokaryotic cell so that you will be in better state to see what is the difference between a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell. Hope you have written down this word. Okay, let's move on to our second word, which is eukaryotic cell. पहले सुन के लो. EU का meaning is new. So it is new type of cell. Now you will wonder what is the meaning of karyotic. ये karyotic word कहाँ से आया? So most of this biology words comes from Greek and Latin. These two languages are, बहुत सारे वर्ड्स जो अजीबोगरीब लगते हैं बायोलॉजी में वो वहीं से आते हैं. इसीलिए इन ग्रीक लैंग्वेज कैरियन, दैट इज KARYON, कैरियन का मीनिंग इज न्यूक्लियस. आई एम रिपीटिंग इट वंस अगेन. इन ग्रीक लैंग्वेज कैरियन स्पेलिंग इज KARYON. कैरियन का मीनिंग इज न्यूक्लियस. तो EU मतलब न्यू हो गया एंड कैरी ऑन मतलब न्यूक्लियस हो गया. सो न्यू टाइप ऑफ न्यूक्लियस जिस सेल में है, दैट सेल इज कॉल्ड एज यूकैरियोटिक सेल. एंड इट्स मीनिंग इज इट इज द एडवांस टाइप ऑफ सेल और सेल विथ वेल डिफाइंड न्यूक्लियस. यू कैन राइट इट डाउन. Yes, Mehak, you have to write it in your bio book. Okay, let's move on to our next word. Taxonomy. We have already studied this in one of the slides. Just write down the meaning. It is the study of classification of living organism. अगर हम कोई भी living organism का classification पढ़ते हैं, it can be microbe, it can be plants, it can be animals. The study of classification is called as taxonomy. Okay, let's move on to our next word. Autotrophs. Now, what are autotrophs? Organisms which can prepare their own food. जो खुद के फूड के लिए किसी और ऑर्गेनिज्म के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट नहीं है, जो खुद का खाना खुद बनाते हैं. Such type of organisms are called as autotrophs. So अगर autotrophs का मुझे mode of nutrition जानना है, I will say autotrophs have autotrophic mode of nutrition. Auto means खुद से. Now, can I give an example for this? Yes, plants. Plants prepare their own food by a process called as photosynthesis. So they are autotrophs. I hope you have written this. Now let's move on to next word. I'm pretty sure you must be guessing the next word very correctly. Obviously, it is heterotrophs. What are heterotrophs? Organisms which cannot prepare their own food and which are dependent for their food on other organisms. Such type of organisms are called as heterotrophs. And the mode of nutrition which they follow is called as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, let's move on to our next word. Now this is something new, ठीक है? Now tell me कि heterotrophic मतलब heterotrophs are all those organisms जो खुद का खाना बना नहीं सकते. That means they will have to be dependent for their food on other organisms. Now not all organisms will eat or have same eating pattern. Now humans are also heterotrophic organisms. We are dependent on our own food on other organisms. If you are vegetarian, I am dependent on plants. If I am non-vegetarian, I am dependent on meat. But is this the only mode by which heterotrophs, eat? No. There are other organisms which have their own style of eating. So the next word is related to fungus. Okay? Have you seen fungus taking food and cooking? No. What they do, they just absorb And this is how they get their food from other organisms. So if now it is also a heterotrophic mode of nutrition. If you are absorbing किसी और का खाना, ठीक है? Such type of organisms are called as saprophytes. And the mode of nutrition is called as saprophytic mode of nutrition. Now let's read out the meaning. Organisms who obtain their food by absorbing dissolved organic matter. जैसे अगर घर पे कुछ चपाती है, एक डिब्बे में बंद करके रखो, after 2 to 3 days you will see whitish color, fungus grown on it. So what is it? Chapati is an organic matter. So this fungus will grow fatafat by absorbing the organic material. They are also dependent for food on other organisms. Now you can write this. Please switch off your video, Adesh. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the next word. The meaning of this word is phylogenetic. Now, I don't know how many of you know the meaning. You just have to remember the word has to do with evolutionary development. Matlab how a single cell is evolved. Now, you know that we as humans, are evolved from apes. Apes are evolved from other smaller organisms. So, this is an entire journey, how evolution began to continue. The study of evolutionary development is called as phylogenetic relationship. Okay, hope you have jotted down all the dictionary words. This was your last word. Now let's move further. Who is the scientist? Can you guess? It's R.H. Whittaker. Okay, so R.H. Whittaker, we know that he gave us 5 kingdom classification. But how can a person classify all organisms randomly? Can a scientist classify organisms randomly कि उसके लिए कुछ rules रहेंगे, कुछ regulations रहेंगे, कुछ criteria रहेंगे, right? If I'm giving you a bunch of clothes and I'm asking you to divide them, you will fold them properly, right? Similar way, in order to classify all living organisms, Robert Whittaker also considered few criteria. Now we will be looking through the headings of criteria one by one. The first one is based on cell structure. The first criteria जिसके ऊपर organisms को classify किया, it is called as based on the cell structure. Or in the textbook it is also given as based on complexity of cell structure. Now what is the meaning of complexity? कि कितना complex cell structure है या कितना easy वो cell structure है, ठीक है? This is the very first criteria based on which living organisms were classified. Now let's move on to the second criteria. The second criteria is called as complexity of organisms. कि कौन सी organisms कितने complex है. Now let's say if I'm talking about amoeba, most simplest form of organism, but एकदम opposite if I'm talking about humans, most complex organism. And in the entire human body, there are so many organs, so many bones, different systems. So it is very complex. लेकिन अमीबा में उतना सब कुछ है क्या? नहीं. The complexity is very simpler. ठीक है? The level of complexity is very at a lower grade. So based on this criteria, he again divided or classified living organisms. Now let's move on to the third type of criteria. The third type of criteria is called as based on mode of nutrition. Now what is mode of nutrition? मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन इज कि एनिमल्स कौन से अलग अलग टाइप में फूड कंज्यूम करते हैं, ठीक है. दैट मीन्स वेदर द एनिमल इज ऑटोट्रॉपिक, खुद का खाना खुद बनाते हैं कि नहीं, वेदर द एनिमल इज हेटेरोट्रॉपिक, डिपेंडेंट ऑन फूड फॉर अदर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, या फिर सैप्रोफाइटिक, जो एब्जॉर्प्शन से उनको खाना मिलता है. एंड यूजुअली दिस एब्जॉर्प्शन is from the dead and decaying bodies of other organisms. ठीक है. This is our third criteria based on mode of nutrition. Now let's go on to the fourth criteria. What is fourth criteria? It is simple. It is based on lifestyle. Now lifestyle, please don't go on to the fashion sense, okay? Animals and plants do not go into fashion. Based on lifestyle का मतलब है whether that organism is producer. Producer का meaning क्या है? I'll explain it to you. So based on lifestyle is कि what is the major role that particular organism performs. So if I'm talking about plants, they are autotrophic, right? So they are called as producers. Now we are animals, right? Do we prepare our own food? No. हम सिर्फ खाना खाने का काम करते हैं. So who are we? We are consumers. And ये सारे plants and animals, जब भी when they die, so there has to be someone to take care of all those dead bodies. So there are third categories which are called as decomposers, जो in dead and decaying bodies को decompose करते हैं, ठीक है. So this is again classification based on lifestyle of the organism. Now coming to our fifth and the last criteria, which is called as phylogenetic relationships. अभी इसका मतलब क्या है कि जैसे जैसे organisms evolve होते गए, वैसे वैसे उनको classify divide करते गए, ठीक है. Please do not forget this 5 headings. It comprised your one brief answer, and each one point which you are able to see on your screen is going to be heading of your 5-point answer. This answer could be asked for either 2-mark question or it can be also asked as a 3-mark question. Okay? Question can be asked, describe classification or describe the criteria used for classification by Whittaker. And your answer should comprise of these 5 points. Number 1, based on cell structure. Number 2, based on complexity of organisms. Number 3, based on mode of nutrition. Number 4, based on lifestyle of the organism. And number 5, based on phylogenetic relationships. ठीक है. अभी हम लोग क्या करेंगे, एक एक क्राइटेरिया को पढ़ते जाएंगे, ठीक है. You don't have to write anything from this slide. The moment we'll be going through each one criteria, at that time once I'm done with the explanation, I'll give you time to write. Okay? Now let's go on to our next slide and let's have a look at the first criteria. Okay? What was the first criteria? The first criteria spoke about complexity of cell structure. अभी कितने अलग-अलग टाइप के सेल स्ट्रक्चर आपने पढ़े हैं? 2 types, 2 major types. So let's divide organisms into 2 parts based on complexity of cell structure. ठीक है. पहला वाला कौन सा रहेगा? The first dictionary word which we have studied today. कौन सा था? Prokaryotic cell. And the second one was eukaryotic cell. So I am dividing the first criteria. I am dividing organisms based on whether they have prokaryotic cell or whether they have eukaryotic cell. Simple? Yes, we are done with our first point. Come on. Now I'll just show you how does a prokaryotic cell looks like and how does a prokaryotic, both the types of cell looks like. Okay? Now the first image which you are able to see belongs to a prokaryotic cell. अगर आपको याद रहेगा, मैंने कहा था कि प्रोकैरियोटिक पुराने टाइप वाले सेल में उस न्यूक्लियस को एक्सटर्नल कवरिंग ही नहीं है. तो अगर न्यूक्लियस को एक्सटर्नल कवरिंग नहीं है, न्यूक्लियस का अंदर का मटेरियल पूरे सेल में फैल जाएगा, राइट? So इस सेल में what have we done? We have cut the cell and ये जो blue color का strands दिख रहा है आपको, looks like Maggi noodles in blue color. This blue color material is that nucleus का material, also called as nuclear material. So अगर ये material बाहर आ गया, पूरे cell में फैल गया, can I again call it as nucleus? No, obviously not. क्यों? क्योंकि न्यूक्लियस उसको कहने के लिए वो एक स्पेसिफिक सेल ऑर्गेनल टाइप दिख ही नहीं रहा है, राइट? सो आई विल टुगेदरली कॉल दिस एंटायर ब्लू कलर थिंग एज न्यूक्लियोइड. क्या कहूंगी मैं? न्यूक्लियोइड. दिस ऑल्सो मीन्स दैट प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल आर द सेल विच डू नॉट हैव वेल डिफाइंड न्यूक्लियस. समझा उसका मीनिंग? ओके, नाउ लेट्स सी कि यूकैरियोटिक सेल में क्या डिफरेंस है. अभी जो स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है वो है यूकैरियोटिक सेल, ठीक है? फॉरगेट अबाउट द लेबलिंग पार्ट. आर यू एबल टू सी अ ब्लू कलर स्फेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर, स्काई ब्लू कलर एट द सेंटर? यस, दिस इज नथिंग बट द न्यूक्लियस ऑफ द सेल. सो ये न्यूक्लियस पूरा इंटैक्ट दिख रहा है. हाँ, ये न्यूक्लियस में पूरा इंटैक्ट है क्या? इसके अंदर का मटेरियल बाहर कहीं पे आ गया है? नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि दिस न्यूक्लियस हैज गॉट एन एक्सटर्नल कवरिंग कॉल्ड एज न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन. क्या कहते हैं हम लोग इसको? न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन. क्योंकि इस न्यूक्लियस को न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन है, सब मटेरियल अंदर बराबर है, बाहर कुछ भी नहीं है. सो कैन आई कॉल दिस सेल ऑर्गेनल एज न्यूक्लियस? यस. क्यों नहीं? मैं इस सेल ऑर्गेनल को न्यूक्लियस जरूर कह सकती हूँ. Therefore, eukaryotic cell is a cell which has well-defined nucleus. समझा? The first criteria how I am dividing organisms into two parts. First criteria क्या था? Based on complexity of cell structure. Structure आया तो please ध्यान में जाओ, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So how will you write it in your answer form? That based on complexity of cell structure, organisms can be classified into two forms or two types. Number one, as animals which possess prokaryotic cell, also called as prokaryotes. And number two, animals which possess eukaryotic cells, also called as eukaryotes. Simple? Okay, we are done with the very first criteria based on which classification was done by Sir Robert Whittaker. Now let's move on to our second criteria. What was the second criteria? Complexity of organisms. ठीक है? अभी complexity of organisms मतलब क्या? पहले हम लोग ने देखा complexity of cell structure. Now we are speaking about cell organism. मतलब it is again something to do with the cell. क्या इधर स्ट्रक्चर वर्ड है? नहीं, इधर ऑर्गेनिज्म वर्ड है. मतलब पूरा बॉडी आ गया ऑर्गेनिज्म का, राइट? तो इफ आई एम स्पीकिंग अबाउट पूरा बॉडी ऑफ एन ऑर्गेनिज्म, देयर आर ओनली टू चांसेस अगेन. ठीक है? आइदर द बॉडी ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिज्म विल हैव ओनली सिंगल सेल, वी कॉल सच ऑर्गेनिज्म्स एज यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिज्म्स, और वी हैव एनिमल्स whose body shows presence of more than two cells. Such type of organisms will be called as multicellular organisms. Clear? Based on complexity of cell, organisms are divided into two parts: unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Now I'll quickly give you the examples of unicellular organisms. First being amoeba, ये जो transparent दिख रहा है at the center, and second being paramecium. ठीक है? These are the two classic examples of unicellular organisms. Now I'll give you an example of multicellular organism. Tell me the most easy ones. Even humans are examples of them. Number one being plants, number two being animals. ठीक है? So we have successfully completed with the two criteria which Sir Robert Whittaker used for classifying five kingdom classification. Now also here we complete with that today's portion and the time as well. It's 3:35. Now I want to know, is there any doubt as far as today's lecture is concerned, students? Okay, cool. Nishant sir?
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, I'm done with the lecture.